Hey guys.
We're here today to check out the latest from Soulfly, Superstition. They have a new album coming out, and this is their first single, a lyric video. All right, some Soulfly, some Max Cavalera. Are you ready to rock with Soulfly?
I am ready.
You know, their show was one of the last shows that I watched before all hell broke loose with the pandemic.
Yeah, and you met Max.
Yeah, he gave me a hug, and I was like, I don't know if I should do this. Like, the virus is already kind of spreading. What about if he has COVID? And then I realized, fuck it. If I'm going to die of COVID, might as well be through Max. Fuck it. Like, what a way to go.
Exactly.
It would be a glorious way to go, I must say.
That's a flex on the tombstone.
True, and when I get to the other side, regardless of where I'm going, if I go to heaven, is a great flex, but if I go to hell, is also a great flex.
Exactly.
So either way, I can't go wrong. Turns out he didn't have COVID, and I was totally fine. I end up getting COVID from somebody else, but not him, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on the perspective. Wow, this is getting really dark. Soulfly, Superstition, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it. I love this riff. Oh, another great video. All right. What did you think about this one? Oh, hold on.
I want to ask you because.
Okay, and before we talk about the video, I just want to say this. Before we even press play, and I saw the name of the song being Superstition, I thought this was about the Superstitious Mountains. There's a mountain range called Superstition Mountains, and that's where they say that the Aztecs hid their gold.
In the Superstitious Mountains?
Yeah, well, at least they believe that's one of the places where they hid their gold. The other one is obviously Oak Island, as you're well aware.
I was going to say, is this from the Aztec Oak Island people?
They're not, it's the same channel, but
Aztec
it's not the
Islands.
same. But it's not the same people. The people digging for gold at Oak Island are not digging for gold in the Superstitious Mountains. Having said that, they did send some people there looking for it.
But
The
they
guy
do
with the
have-
guy that finds all the boulders, the dude with the
Yeah, but
metal
they do
detector.
have something in common.
It's the same narrator,
Yeah.
and I love watching that shit, even though I know there's like nothing to be
Because you're not
found.
going to find anything.
I don't know. So it's just seeing people wasting their time and money looking for a needle in a haystack. Anyhow, it's not about that, but I just thought I would throw that out there. So what did you think? Oh, you want to know what I
I
thought?
want to know what you think, yeah.
Fuck, I like this song. I really do. I really do. First of all, I like the sound. The guitar riff on this track is really cool, and I like the multiple changes that happen throughout the track. It's not a song that feels very uniform. It takes you it takes you in different directions, but it doesn't do it abruptly either. So there's a sense of sequence, but a sense of sequence that it's not necessarily always in the same pattern. So I like that style about the track because it's a very explosive track. It's only like 3 minutes and 15 seconds, something like that. So it's a very short track. So it comes at you fast and furious, and it gives you everything it has to give. And then you're able to kind of breathe. But you can only really breathe after the song because there's no real pauses, no real breaks. The solo comes in, it's quick, but it's also very explosive. So it doesn't really leave room. There's no reprieves throughout this song. I like the vocal approach, and I like that fading in of the vocals. I've always been a fan of that, specifically opening up a track. But the way this song comes, because the vocals are not necessarily continuously fluid from start to finish. They have pockets, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that they have pockets allows them to have that fade in effect to the vocals, which, like I said, I'm a huge fan. I've seen that from Max before in the past. Another band that comes to mind back in the early 90s used to do it a lot was Carcass. So I really like that fade in. It's a little bit of a throwback feel to me. I like it at the start of a track if the song is going to be super fluid. In this case, because the song kind of comes in pockets vocally, it allows you to do that more often, and I like that feel. It adds movement to the song. It feels like the song is coming because it feels like it's coming from the back all the way to the front. So I like that movement that the track has. So musically, I really enjoy the track. I love the drums on this track. It has that tribal feel that I would expect from a Soulfly track.
That's what I was going to say. The drums had a very tribal feel, and especially at the end over there, you can really hear
especially at the end. I agree
where
with you.
everything kind of fades away, and you could really hear it. I really enjoyed the song.
It felt really tribal. It felt really, for a lack of a better word, folky. But it's just... I know when people think about folk metal, they think more about, Scandinavian folk metal, which has a different sound. But we have to understand that folk is not just a Scandinavian thing. Native Americans, they have their own folklore. Every tribe, every nation,
I think
every group of people have their own folklore.
When it comes to more South Americans...
You tend to go with the word tribal versus folk.
Works better.
It works better, but folk is not a bad word to use because it's part of their folklore, right? Especially a song like this when you're talking about superstitions. Superstitions are part
of folklore.
Folklore.
But the tribal is... I don't know why. Tribal is always the better word to use.
Yeah, well, it's the one that people associated with that style of drumming. Because if I tell somebody I was listening to the latest Soulfly record and the drums were very folky, the impression that I'm giving the person is completely different from what the song is all about.
Musically, folky is very light.
Yeah, once again, because
folk is a light sound.
Because people, when they think of folk, they think of Insiferum, they think of
But that's why
if you're
talking music, if you're talking music, you have to remember that certain terms are different in music terms.
And you have to know the audience that you're speaking to.
Not only that, but if
the term has a different connotation.
Obviously,
I get it.
But when it comes to music, it's completely different. If I use the word folk, people think more lighter. If I use the word tribal, people think of something like
heavier. Exactly.
Heavier and more bouncy.
I know.
It has a lot of volume.
I'm just trying to... What I'm trying to do here is expand the footprint of the word folk and people not just being so restrictive to what is considered folky. But anyways, I get it. But at the end, I agree with you. At the end, it was become really noticeable at the end. But it was there throughout the whole track.
It was, but it became very noticeable at the end.
Because at the end, everything kind of dropped out. It was just the drums there for you to have, so it was a little bit more noticeable. So that's my take. What do you...
I enjoy the song, man. I agree with you on every term you went through. Enjoyed the vocals, enjoyed the tribal drumming. I think the tribal drumming is what kind of makes it more unique. The whole sound of the song.
It was more than what I was expecting, to be honest with you. But once again, going back to the song, if it's Superstition about superstitions, Native American superstitions, because you see that in the lyric video, you kind of have to include that sort of drumming at some point in time.
At some point, but it was nice to have it.
It was a nice closing.
It was a nice closing, yeah. And I'm very, I really enjoyed those the vocals coming in and
With that
in,
fading?
the fading in and fading out
Yeah,
type thing.
I like it as well. I'm a big fan of that. It's a very interesting track for the first single. I like where this is heading.
Yeah, yeah.
It was strong,
fast, powerful.
Yeah, it was fast, was heavy, was powerful, had aggression. It didn't hold back. It didn't have like pauses. It didn't try to be fancy. It was just like straight to the point.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. The drums was a really nice icing on the cake. The only question that I have that obviously the video doesn't answer is who's doing the second guitars, or do they have somebody now as a second guitarist on the band? Because, or are they going just like as a trio? I don't know. I honestly I don't know. I haven't seen any press release from Soulfly, so it would be interesting to see if they're going to add a second guitarist or not. Maybe they will. I mean, they've had Dino from Fear Factory touring with them as the second guitarist, but I don't know for the album if they had a second guitarist or they did it without. I don't know. That's just something that I have to keep my eyes and ears open for, because I'm sure something will come out before the actual album comes out on Nuclear Blast. But as a first single, fuck yes, I'm in.
I'm in.
I like this shit. All right, anything else you want to add?
I think we got it.
Fuck, I just want to say Max's voice is as good now as it's ever been.
It's really good.
When I hear his voice, man,
he's not losing anything, is he?
He's not. I mean, vocally, he's not. Like, you know, I don't know if he can still jog or go for a run, or because we all get older. I know my hips are not what they used to be. My hips don't lie. I can barely fucking move these days. I pulled the groin getting out of the car. The other day I pulled the groin getting out of bed. So if his body is as in good shape as mine is, fuck, we're screwed.
Yeah.
But as far as his vocals are concerned, fuck, when I hear his voice,
fine wine.
I don't know, man. It's my youth, right? So when I hear his voice, I feel like I'm traveling through time and I'm 12 again. He has that ability to do that to me. So, you know, an absolute legend. That's all I got to say. All right, guys, hit us up in the comment section. Let us know your thoughts on the new Soulfly track, Superstition. Hit us up, and we'll see you guys at the next video.
See ya.